the people's expectations for them, but their own expectations here. They are the team to beat. And in the house, 5th seeded La Cueva here, a number 1 going against a 5 seed. It may sound odd, but I'm telling you, in the semifinals elsewhere in this tournament, you've got number 1 seeds going against 12 and 13 seeds. There have been a lot of upsets in this tournament already. The Hobbs girls do not want to be a victim of that today. La Cueva got here by virtue of upsetting 4-seeded Carlsbad 44-26 on Tuesday. And now Hobbs is here start of this Hobbs Sandia game. Sandia. They beat Sandia on Tuesday. They're here to play La Cueva, of course, but they beat Sandia pretty handily, 51-43. Sandia gave them a little scare and a little bit of a challenge, though, but they were able, Hobbs girls were able to hang on, and they come in at 26-3 overall, the regular season champs, the District 4 5A champs, number 1 in the 5A in the state under head coach Joey Carpenter, and they're facing off against 5th-seeded La Cueva, who finished second in their District 2 5A, and they're 23-7 overall under head coach Marissa Kogan. Then they have to feel like, after beating Carlsbad, who beat Hobbs, so one of the few losses that Hobbs suffered, and La Cueva's got to come in here fairly confident, TJ.
Well, they certainly do, and Hobbs and La Cueva have seen each other before back in the Albuquerque Metro tournament. The Lady Eagles pretty much ran La Cueva out of the gym at that one, 51-31, a 20-point victory for the Lady Eagles in that ball game. The thing is, though, now La Cueva has seen them. They know what to expect. Granted, that was 2 months ago, and a lot of things can change in 2 months, but they're probably not going to surprise these Lady Bears. And as you mentioned, they knocked off Carlsbad, and I think a lot of people had thought Carlsbad was one of the teams that might have a shot of moving on to the finals and then getting bounced in the quarterfinals. So La Cueva comes out, and they are going to be gunning for, well, they're the Lady Bears. I would say they were gunning for Bears. They're gunning for Eagles today.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people thought that this game here today might have been Hobbs-Carlsbad, and it could have been had La Cueva
I think almost all of us expected that.
Because, of course, being in the same side of the bracket coming up, you just expect that that's going to happen. They're going to meet each other again. Didn't happen this year, and in fact, Hobbs girls are now the only Lee County team still in the state tournament, and the only one other than maybe Hope Christian left at all in the whole tournament. I think Hope Christian and maybe one other from Clovis Christian.
Yeah, Clovis
Christian, that is. Not
Clovis
Hope Christian,
and Texaco,
Clovis Christian, Texaco, the only ones from technically southeast New Mexico. I know, I think anything north of Tatum is not southeast New Mexico anymore, but technically, but Clovis Christian and Texaco are. So not many teams left representing our corner of the state, and the Hobbs girls are the flag bearer for us, and of course is the number 1 team in 5A. They're looking to get through this game, and big sigh of relief when they get through this one. Then they can really concentrate and think about winning the state championship, because they'll have a game against them on Saturday. If the Hobbs girls win today, they're going to play Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock for the championship here at the pit, and they'll face either Volcano Vista or Las Cruces High. And that's
and Las Cruces High, another one of those upsets.
Exactly.
They were the number 7 knocking off number 2 Farmington.
Right.
So.
And Volcano Vista actually is ranked 3rd in State 5A right now, but Volcano Vista has been Hobbs' kryptonite. So, Hobbs is going to have a lot to prove when they get into that championship game. But to get there, they have to get through La Cueva first. And La Cueva comes in without much pressure on them. I mean, they're here. They're number 5 seed. They've exceeded people's expectations now, and maybe their own, by getting into the semifinals. And so, they're here and they can play spoiler and then seriously think about, hey, a Cinderella run into the state championship. So Hobbs wants to stop that. Hobbs wants to dominate, and we're here to watch this, what I hope is an exciting game today. Taskervich in the background, you can hear them, and Hobbs cheer squad also here. So it's as much like home as Hobbs can feel. Now, they played that game Tuesday. They've they've seen the court, the sight lines, the baskets. Everything's a little different here at the pit than it is anywhere else in the state, but they should have this. And I heard some fans hollering at the girls, you got this, and if they come in here, they settle down, they're relaxed, they don't have pre-game jitters and early game jitters, then we should see an excellent game today from our Hobbs Lady Eagles. We'll be back and talk about that, what it's going to take to win this game, and talk about the players and go through the La Cueva roster in just a couple of minutes. So we'll be back with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excellenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Rent-A-Center is a proud supporter of the Hobbs Eagles in both athletics and academics. Being an Eagle fan for many years, the team at Rent-A-Center knows what it takes: hard work and dedication. For all of your furniture needs, visit your friends over at Rent-A-Center. They offer free delivery and no credit checks. Se hablan español. Let Rent-A-Center improve your home with a couple of pieces of furniture. And Rent-A-Center of Hobbs, 2404 North Grimes in the Albertsons Plaza, is locally owned and operated. Rent-A-Center supports the Hobbs Eagles and says, go fight, win.
Outlaw Grill thanks you for supporting Outlaw Grill throughout the years. Outlaw Grill has all your favorites, from savory soups to burgers. Porterhouse steaks, fettuccine alfredo, crispy chicken scallopini are just some of the all-time favorites. Outlaw Grill invites you to come in or call your order in 575-392-2012. That's 575-392-2012. It's a fast turnaround time for a delicious gourmet meal. Crew at Outlaw Grill. When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrical needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation, electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. For all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric, 575-492-0044. That's 492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
Welcome back to the pit in Albuquerque. It's Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we're set to see who moves on into the championship game Saturday afternoon at the pit. And it's going to be either your number one ranked Hobbs Lady Eagles or the 5th seeded La Cueva Lady Bears. And coming into this game, I tell you what, Hobbs riding high off of their win, on Tuesday, and in that game, Nakaya Mojica she was your high point scorer for the Hobbs girls with 19 points. She hit 5 trays in that game, and there were lots of trays. She had help. Hargrove hit a tray, let's see, I think
it was just Hargrove.
Yeah, Hargrove and Nakaya Mojica.
Yep.
But together, Hobbs had 6 trays. Now they definitely are going to need that perimeter game here, but they're also going to need their inside game. And Cunningham and Clay were beasts on the boards. They led in rebounds in that game on Tuesday. But there was great production and contributions from the Hobbs ladies, as always, across the board. I mean, Kendall Cunningham had points and rebounds in that. Just missed a double-double on that game. And there were Hargrove with 5 points and 4 rebounds. Jayla David, 4 4.7 rebounds. Clay with 12 points, 8 rebounds. It was just really good. Even off the bench, Armitage and Manise and Vasquez had great things to contribute to this team in that win on Tuesday. So these girls, should be feeling good and confident, as we said, coming in against La Cueva. Now, the Lady Bears don't have a lot of height, then they're a young team like Hobbs. La Cueva only has 2 seniors on their roster. The rest, juniors and sophomores for the most part. So they are, a younger team under head coach Marissa Kogan. And they don't have heights listed, but just looking at them warming up, they are not a terribly tall team. And Hobbs girls, definitely are going to be looking at using their size and using that advantage and using their speed. They're famous for that just smothering press, forcing turnovers, making points off of those, and then their perimeter game. When their 3 game is hot, then they've got several girls who can pop those, including a Manise. We've seen kind of even the rebounding girls, the taller girls in there, Cunningham and Jelly David, capable of popping threes as well. Brett Clay too. So it's a well-rounded Hobbs girls team, and they're going to need all that firepower, all the experience, and all of that, the confidence as they come into this one, because funny things happen here at the pit, TJ.
Well, you're absolutely right. La Cueva's going to come in, and really they're going to try and go for speed and athleticism. That's going to be their game. Hobbs has to just do what Hobbs does. Get the steals, move it in transition, find the open shooters, find the open lanes, and just go ahead and put paid to this one as early as they can. Hobbs has got a defense unlike most of them, the rest of them in the state, and you don't see, especially the girls' ranks, that press all game long. The Hobbs Lady Eagles does, and a lot of these teams that they're facing and have faced this year have never seen that before. Yeah. So again, pressure, press, steal, transition, ball game.
Yeah, and not only, they may see it, and other teams may see it, other teams may be capable of that, but they're usually not capable of sustaining that full court press, the whole game. And the Hobbs girls can. They're conditioned, they're accustomed to it. They play well when they're playing at top speed, when they're forcing turnovers, using the fast break, when they're full court press, and they're using their sharp, quick passes, and when they're doing all that and they're doing it well and firing on full cylinders, they can beat their boys teams in the state, that they could easily beat. So it's going to be interesting tonight to see what La Cueva throws at them. La Cueva coming into this knowing that they when they saw Hobbs, but that's been 2 months ago.
Right,
It's been a while. Teams do change, grow. We've watched Hobbs improve even since 2 months ago as well. And they really, when Wisdom Anthony went out, and they've been without her, all season, they had to really kind of regroup, and girls stepped up, and they became a deeper, better team, I think, because of it, although we really missed that, the talent and the athleticism of Wisdom Anthony in this game, and the Hobbs team was a different team with her, but they become a good team without her as well. And I know with her being a senior that this is a bittersweet tournament, and I know that she's probably much in the minds of her teammates in this game today, and then moving on hopefully to the championship. So we'll take another break here, and we'll come back, and let's just go ahead and move down the rosters, because I think they'll take a break pretty soon. The La Cueva girls are going off, and Hobbs defeated La Cueva. I was going to say a minute ago, 66-57 was the final score when Hobbs defeated them up here in that Albuquerque tournament, which the Lady Eagles won. They went on to go ahead and win. So Hobbs, no stranger to Albuquerque, to these teams, and to the pit. So let's run down the roster for your La Cueva girls. Number 0, you don't see the number 0 all that often, but number 0 is sophomore Kiana Romero. Number 1 is senior Alexis Ayers, one of only 2 seniors. Number 2 is junior Eva Love. Number 3 is junior Tony Lucero. Number 10 is junior Tessa Updegraff. Number 12 is senior Olivia Haddock. Number 14 is junior Allie Lyle. Number 23 is freshman Jordan Dyer. Number 30 is senior Carly Gutierrez. Number 32 is sophomore Michaela Chavez. And number 33 is sophomore Peyton Sullins. For Hobbs, number 4 is Madison Cepeda. She's your 5'4" freshman. Number 10 is senior Wisdom Anthony. Number 12 is 5'5" freshman Aliana Armitage. Number 14 is 5'9" sophomore Brett Clay. Number 15 is 5'6" sophomore Nakaya Mojica. Number 20 is 5'5" sophomore Bryn Hargrove. Number 22 is 5'11" Kendall Cunningham, a sophomore. Number 23 is 5'10" sophomore Jayla David. 24 is sophomore Caroline Size. 30 is senior Desiree Vasquez. 33 is 5'7" 8th grader Kaisla Manise. 34 is 6' sophomore Alana Bolton. Number 42 is 5'8" junior Tiana Richardson. Number 52 is freshman Kylie Cano. We'll take a break and be back with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball from the pit in Albuquerque.
RMS Foods Incorporated of Hobbs supports local athletics. Wishing the Hobbs Eagles the best of luck. That hard work and dedication is definitely paid off. It's time to shine, Eagles. RMS Foods, providing high-quality products for the food industry. RMS Foods Incorporated, Hobbs, New Mexico, proud to be a part of Lee County. Go Eagles! Your friends at RMS Foods are behind you all the way. The team of Hobbs Rental Valve Services is proud to support the Eagles in sports and academics. Hobbs Rental provides competitive valve services, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. DR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental Valve Service 393-3085, 393-3085. Hobbs Rental Valve Service, 814 West Marland, is a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics. Go Eagles! For all your grocery specials, shop Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs. The best deals in fresh produce, fresh meat, and vegetables, frozen and dairy, health and beauty, and so much more. With the friendliest and most knowledgeable staff, Thriftway and La Tienda. For all your grocery specials, come on down to La Tienda, 400 East Marland, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs. Best of luck, Eagles, from all of your friends at Thriftway and La Tienda grocery stores.
Lobo Trucking has now been in business for 20 years and has watched many of you grow up. Having a good attitude and sportsmanship goes a long way. Lobo Trucking encourages you to tune into HobbsAmerica.com and watch play-by-play during the state tournament. Your friends at Lobo Trucking are rooting for you. Lobo Trucking is located at 1902 North French Drive. Call 575-391-1331 for more info. Lobo Trucking is another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service and pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
High school sports build character and responsibility. That's why Albertsons Market congratulates and encourages the Hobbs Eagles in their quest for a state basketball championship, saying, "We're behind you all the way. Go Eagles!" You too can show your support for the Hobbs Eagles with Hobbs Eagles Black and Gold apparel. A large selection of Eagles shirts and caps to choose from at your Hobbs Albertsons Market. You're in for something fresh at Albertsons Market, corner of North Grimes and Bender.
Welcome back to the pit in Albuquerque for Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan alongside TJ Miracle, and the national anthem has been played very well by our own Taskervich. The Hobbs and La Cueva girls have been introduced, and we are ready. Your starters on the court for La Cueva are Ayers, Love, Haddock, Dyer, and Gutierrez, and for Hobbs, Clay, Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, and David. It'll be David in center going up against, I believe that's Dyer, Jordan Dyer. So David against Dyer in center circle. Uh-oh, and the ref is pointing toward one of the La Cueva girls, something, her feet. All right, now they're set. And he's
they're directing telling Coach Carpenter to get the coach's box.
Okay, get in the coach's box and the girls stand. And the tip is up, and it's poked away, and it's actually going to be controlled by La Cueva. That is Ayers with the ball. She passes it off to Love, gets it back. And that is going to be Ayers running the point. Then they get it over to Haddock on the left wing and into the left corner. And they back out, kick it back out to Ayers. She drives in the lane, gives it off to Love. A shot up, no good. And David brings down the rebound, her first. They pass it around and get it to Clay. Clay going to run the point, cross timeline, moves to the right, gives it to Mojica on the right wing. Mojica into David, into the lane, puts it up, over, and won't drop, and it goes to Dyer, her first rebound. So no score yet in this one. And Dyer brings it down, leaves it off to Gutierrez. Gutierrez over to Ayers. Now Ayers pops it in the lane. It's kicked back out to Ayers, top of the arc. She moves into the left, moves into the blocks, moves back out. Gets up to Haddock. Haddock moves around top of the arc. Back to Ayers. Hobbs keeping him out of the paint, but Gutierrez takes a shot from 3 distance in the corner. It won't fall, and that's going to be Dyer with her second rebound. So ball stays. Oh, and a pass into Dyer right underneath the basket. Her shot won't go. She gets her own rebound, then kicks it over in the left corner to Love. Love takes a shot at a 3. It won't fall. The rebound kicks out to Dyer. La Cueva moves it back around. A shot is up
Dyer
and no
is
good.
Dyer,
that's 5 rebounds for Dyer already. And now Ayers with the ball fumbles it, almost loses it. Good pressure by Hobbs as La Cueva outside the arc looking for room. Hobbs is keeping them out of the paint right now. That is Haddock moving around, gives it off to Ayers in the left corner, getting worked on hard by Mojica. Cunningham then finally moves up, finds a little room, and puts it up and in. So Ayers with 2 points gets La Cueva on the board. 2-0, 6 minutes. That burned off 2 minutes of time. 2-0. Now Hobbs with the ball. They're moving it outside the arc. Mojica's got it on the right wing. Looking. Now moves left. Gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham on the left. Gets it to Clay. Clay works in, bumps, no foul, and bumps into Ayers. Ayers picks up the ball. That's a turnover for Hobbs. There first, gets it to Ayers. She's up and down and in. She's got 4 points in the game, and it's 4-0 with La Cueva beating Hobbs early on. 5.5 left to take, and Coach Carpenter wants to take a timeout. So it's just a 30-second timeout.
We'll just keep it right here,
yes.
And we've got to mention a big thank you to the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and the NMDOT. Keep New Mexico roads safe. Don't be distracted. Drive safe, New Mexico. Sponsored by NMDOT and data services from here at the pit in Albuquerque. The Lady Eagles have come out a little bit flat here, Dawn, and La Cueva has come out to play. 5 rebounds for Jordan Dyer. They had 5 looks at the basket on their first bucket of the ball game.
Right.
Hobbs just could not seem to get it off the glass.
Just could not get up there to rebound.
Chances. Finally made it go, and then they get the steal and take it coast to coast and lay it back in for the early 4-0 lead.
Yeah, and Ayers has all 4 of those points for La Cueva. So out of the timeout from Hobbs inbounds. They get it to Clay. She works across the timeline to the left, leaves it off for Hargrove. Hargrove now back to Clay in the right corner. She works in, kicks it out to David at the top of the arc. She takes a shot, won't fall, and the rebound to Haddock. So La Cueva comes down. Here we are in their end of the gym for this first half. They get it, kick it out, working around the outside of the arc. Get it to Gutierrez. Now back to Ayers on the left side. She thinks about a 3. Now gets it over to Haddock. Haddock works in the lane and then kicks it out. Ayers has got it. And Mojica ties. Actually, she gave it to Love. And Mojica ties up Love and jerks the ball. Ends up Love on the ground. But it's a tie ball, and the arrow goes the way of Hobbs.
Now it's going to be important for the Lady Eagles to answer. They're kind of having to weather an early storm here in the first.
That's right, and so they need to really break through this little first of the game barrier that they've got and go ahead and get some points on the board. They pass it off to Hargrove in the left corner. She tries a 3. It won't fall, and the rebound is tipped. Cunningham had a hand on it, but it goes to Love, her first rebound. La Cueva moves it down. They get it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez drives in from the right corner, and a whistle sounds. They're going to call a foul, I think, on Hobbs, and it's going to be on 23. It's going to be on David. Jayla David, her first, and the first team foul on Hobbs. And Haddock is going to come out for La Cueva, and I did not see who went in.
Well, and David came out for us, and Muniz came in.
And Muniz is in. They inbound, get it to Love, and she pops a three from the right wing from beyond the arc and makes it 7-0 with 4:21 left to play in this first quarter. La Cueva coming out, surprising the Lady Eagles. They have yet to get their O going. They've got Muniz in, and she's got the ball on the left wing, and against intense pressure, she fumbles it, loses it off her foot. It goes out of bounds, and I've got that second turnover for the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, it is. Right now, the Lady Eagles just not having any luck at all, and La Cueva's come out, and they're not playing scared at all.
Nope, and Ayers with the ball off the inbound. They get it to Dyer. Dyer works it back to Ayers. She drives the lane, and I think they're going to call, they're going to call 20. That's Bryn Hargrove, and they're going to call a little foul. It was not a big foul. It looked sort of incidental to me.
Yeah, just a little push, but they called it
was enough.
Anyway.
It was right there in front of the ref, so it's on the floor, and La Cueva inbounds. Ayers to Gutierrez, back to Ayers, now to Love. Love gets it over to Gutierrez in the left corner. She puts up a three, and it's not even close. Hits the backboard, but I think they're going to call Kendall Cunningham with a push foul on her.
Yeah, Kendall.
So a lot of
bad foul on Kendall, and Coach Carpenter just looks at Kendall as she's going back to the blocks, and he says, "What are you thinking?"
So three fouls on the Lady Eagles so far. Third team foul. Again, 7-0 is your score. La Cueva winning, and at the line, that is Love. No, that is actually Gutierrez. Gutierrez's first one is up and no good, so a miss.
So she gets two more, though, because that was from beyond the arc.
That's right. Second one is up, and that one goes through. That's for a point, and that increases the La Cueva lead to 8-0 now. 3:52 left to play in the first quarter here, and it's been all La Cueva so far. Hobbs ladies have some work to do. Second one is up and good as well. Third one, rather, is up and good as well. So 2 makes and a miss there for La Cueva. They're up 9-0. Hobbs will have the ball. Hargrove will inbound just to the left of the basket, of the La Cueva basket, and get it into Muniz. Muniz getting worked on by Dyer. Still in the backcourt. Gets it over to Hargrove. Hargrove cross center line now.
And just at the 10 count.
Right, just barely made that. Get to Mojica on the right wing. She works it around to the left, kicks it out to Muniz. Muniz works it, and now gets it to Hargrove. Hargrove passes into Cunningham in the lane. Cunningham puts it up, and it's no good, but she gets fouled. So Hobbs has a chance to get their first points on the board from the foul line, as Cunningham will shoot free throws. It's the first foul on La Cueva, first team foul, and that foul was actually called on
Love.
So Love has 3 points, a rebound, and a foul in the game. And first from Cunningham is up and no good. She has been really solid at the line for Hobbs.
Hobbs did have problems from the line, though, in that first game. They only went 45%, 5 of 11.
And that's unusual. Hobbs usually shoots well above 50%. Cunningham alone does that. And the second one is up and good, and Hobbs is on the board. 9-1 your score. 3:28 left to play in the first, and La Cueva with the ball. That is Dyer bringing it down, top of the arc. Good intense pressure. They pass it, and they give it underneath the basket to Lucero. Lucero, it won't fall, and the first rebound is brought down by La Cueva. The putback no good, and finally Clay with the rebound, her first. She gets down and in the right wing and pressing forward. She gets tied up by Ayers, and they're going to call jump ball, and it's going to be the arrow this time goes the way of La Cueva. So again, Hargrove, it was looking good. Clay took the ball, and Hobbs is just going to have to take care of the ball. Muniz comes out. Jayla David goes back in for Hobbs. Fouls on Hargrove and David so far. And La Cueva inbounds. Gets it to Love and then back to Lucero. Now back to Ayers. Ayers on the left wing. Leaves it off for Lyle in the game for the first time for La Cueva. Passes it to Love. Love works it. Cunningham fighting for it. Gets it loose, but manages to hang on to it. And they kick it out to Ayers on the left wing. Now to Love. Love stops, tries to pop a three, won't fall. And David skies for her second rebound. Hobbs needs to get their offense going here. David passes to Cunningham, then to Nokia Mojica. And Mojica tries a three-point shot from the right corner, and it won't fall. There's a fight for the rebound. Girls on the floor. The ball scoots out, and it's last touch by La Cueva. So it'll be Hobbs' ball, and Nakai Mojica will inbound, and a timeout's going to be taken. This is a La Cueva timeout, and let's see, it's just a 30, so we'll keep it right here again and just say that you are listening to the Hobbs Lady Eagles at the 2023 Nucinda Credit Union State Basketball Tournament here at the Pit in Albuquerque.
And we've got to say a big thanks to our friends in IPS Incorporated, XL Energy, Lasco Construction, Rent-A-Center, Outlaw Grill, DNC Electric, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rental, Thriftway and La Tienda, Lobo Trucking, Eunice Pump and Supply, NMR Pipeline, Albertsons Market, R360, The Coffee House, Hydrotech Services, SunGuard Precision, Found Real Estate, Divine Energy, and Robinson and Associates.
And thanks to NMAA for helping us with facets of this tournament up here, especially providing our internet lines and phone lines, and we appreciate that. And we'll talk a little bit more about our NBA partners coming up. Out of the Hobbs timeout, Hobbs ball, Mojica to inbound. Your score is 9-1 here, and La Cueva is beating Hobbs. The inbound to Jayla David, and she tries to save it before it goes out of bounds. The inbound is fumbled. She just could not hang on to that. It goes out of bounds, and she's not able to save it in time. So that's another turnover.
Intense pressure on the baseline. Fourth turnover for the Lady Eagles.
Fourth turnover for the Lady Eagles, and they inbound and give it to Ayers. She's going to run the point, cross the timeline on the left side. 2:20 left to play in the first. 9-1 your score. La Cueva winning. But Hobbs trying to turn that around. But La Cueva with the ball right now. Love's got it. Gives it to Lucero. Back to Love. Now to Ayers in the left corner. And, stolen away. Mojica with a nice steal. And she's going to take the ball, pass it off to Hargrove. Hargrove drives in the lane up from the right. She puts it up. And she travels. Turnover number 5 for Hobbs.
She slid the pivot foot as she was trying to split through on Lucero and Ayers down there. And the ref right on top of it got her.
And so it'll be La Cueva ball. That'll be an inbound. Lucero gets it in. Love's got it. Back to Lucero's going to run the point across the timeline. Then back to Love. Back to Love. They get it over to Haddock back in the game for La Cueva. She pulls up top of the arc, moves over to the left, passes to Love in the lane, puts a David with the rebound. Her third, gets it to Hargrove. Hargrove works it right first, now top of the arc, gets it to Mojica on the left wing, into Cunningham. Cunningham, top of the arc, looking for room, gets it to Clay. Clay on the right wing now, then back to Mojica, top of the arc, then to Hargrove in the left corner. Now she drives the lane, a little pass over to David. David not quite ready, but she corrals it, then gets it over to Clay. Clay puts up a shot, it won't fall. Fight for the rebound, it goes. David's up with a hand on it, and they're going to get her on the foul as arms were going up. She was fighting for the rebound.
Yeah, she came through, and unfortunately she made contact there. You're listening to the Hobbs Lady Eagles on KEJO, Humble City Hobbs, K263 AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5.
That the foul is on the floor, and it's the second foul against David, fourth team foul against Hobbs. 1 on Hargrove, 1 on Cunningham, 2 on David. La Cueva inbounds. They're in the backcourt. Haddock's got it. Gives it off to Gutierrez on the left. Good pressure by Hargrove trying to steal it. Now in the left corner, and Clay and Hargrove all over her. No room. She's looking to pass it. The ball is loose on the floor and picked up by Armitage in the game for Hobbs now. Armitage maybe the spark Hobbs needs. She brings it down, gets into the right corner, looking for room. Bounce pass to Clay. Clay kicks it back out to Armitage. Armitage puts it up and doesn't fall, but she is fouled in the process. I think they'll get that on Dyer.
Actually, I think Lyle.
No, it's on Lyle. Okay, Allie Lyle, number 14. Yep, number 14. I was hoping it was Dyer because we would like to get Dyer in foul trouble.
It wouldn't hurt our feelings.
Yeah, I've got her for five rebounds for Dyer. Armitage at the line and up and good. So she gives Hobbs second point of this first quarter. 44.9 seconds left to play in this first, and it's 9-2. La Cueva over Hobbs, but Armitage at the line. She buried her first, eyes and skies the second. It's short, but she is able to get her own rebound. And she kicks out at Mojica in the left corner. Mojica to Cunningham. She drives the lane, tries to put up a shot. She's going to get fouled. This time I think that's on Lucero. Let's see if they call it on her. Yep. And that's going to put, again, she was in the act of shooting right underneath the basket. So it'll put Cunningham at the line. She's 1 for 2. She put Hobbs' first point on the board from the free throw line, and the second one rattles in. So it's 3 points for Hobbs now, 9-3. 37.5 seconds left to play in this first quarter here at the Pit in the semifinals of Class 5A.
I think safe to say the most disappointing quarter of the season so far for the Lady Eagles.
Cunningham that one's up and no good. Falls off to the right. Fight for the rebound. Mojica's got it. Armitage with the rebound. Sorry, the ref was screening me out there. And Hobbs moves it around the arc. Hargrove's got it, drives in, kicks it out to Armitage. Armitage tries to drive in, loses the ball. Ayers strips it away, takes it down. Now the Lady Bears have the ball. There's a pass over to the left corner. Haddock's got it. Haddock's tries to drive in. Bounce pass to Love in the lane, and she puts it up and in, her 5th point, and makes it La Cueva 11-3 over Hobbs. 4 seconds left. Hargrove's got it. She brings it down, kicks it to Cunningham from the right corner. Cunningham tries a 3. It won't fall. And the first quarter ends, and it's such a shock. It's La Cueva 11, Hobbs 3. And we'll be back in 60 seconds to get the second quarter underway in this semifinal 5A game here at the Pit. It's Lady Eagles basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now, Steve.
The Coffee House wishes the Hobbs Eagles and Lady Eagles best of luck on their state tournament quest. The Coffee House offers a complete menu of coffee, tea, and specialty drinks just the way you order it. And now you can skip the line and order at www.coffeehousehobbs.com for curbside delivery. The Coffee House, 1103 North Grimes, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to the Pit in Albuquerque. It's Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. And at the end of the first quarter, it is 11-3. La Cueva leading Hobbs.
Hobbs 0 of 6 from the field in that first quarter.
Yeah, and the shooting so cold. Hobbs having a lot of trouble getting their offense going. They do inbound, and now they're working it around the arc. Hargrove's got it. On the right wing, gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham drives in, and from the right side, puts it up and in. Here are the Lady Eagles we know and love. 2 points, and that makes it 11-5. Hobbs has got some work to do. They need to chip in. They need to force turnovers and make points off of them. La Cueva with the ball. They bring it down, and there's a shot up from the left. Love has got it. No good, and Mojica skies for the rebound. Her second. Oh, and taken away before she can get out of the backcourt. That was a steal by Lucero, and they give it off. Haddock from the left side puts it up. No good, and it is Mojica there fighting for the rebound, and she ends up on the floor. I think they're going to call the foul. It's on the floor, and it's on 12, I believe, right?
Number 2.
It's going to be number 2. I saw the 2, and I thought it was a 1-2, but it's just the 0-2, and that's the second foul on Love. 4th team foul on La Cueva. It's on the floor. Mojica will inbound from just to the left of the La Cueva basket. She gets it to Clay. Clay's going to she's still in the backcourt. She's going to drive across the timeline right side, leave it off for Mojica. Mojica getting worked on by Dyer. Now moves it over to the corner of Cunningham. Back to Mojica on the right wing. Now in the lane to Clay. Kicks it out to Hargrove. Hargrove tries to pop a 3. It won't fall, and that's going to be number 30. Gutierrez with the rebound, her first. And La Cueva's got the ball. 11-5, your score. 6:45 left to play in the second. They pass it off from the arc. An attempt is up, no good. Haddock with the rebound, her second. She gives it to Ayers. Ayers drives in, then kicks it to Haddock. Haddock pulls up, and a 15-foot jumper and is on the board with 2 points, makes it 13-5. La Cueva leading Hobbs still. 6:20 left to play in the second.
Right now, La Cueva is just out Hobbs and Hobbs. They're pressing, they're pressuring, and they're getting their shots to fall.
They're forcing turnovers, stealing the ball, making points. Hobbs passes it and gets it to Armitage. Armitage puts it up from the left wing, no good, and no offensive rebound there. Hobbs got to do better on the boards. As La Cueva brings it down, that's Gutierrez, drives in, cooks it, pulls back out, gets it over to Ayers. Ayers top of the arc, getting worked on by Armitage. Ayers over again to Gutierrez on the left wing. Hargrove against her. Then she pulls up, gets it over to Lucero in the right wing. Then they pass it to Dyer. Dyer drives in, and the whistle sounds, and they're going to get number 14, that's Clay, for a push foul.
That's her first personal 15 foul on the Hobbs Lady Eagles. It is on the floor, but the Lady Bears are eating a lot of time here.
And Gutierrez inbounds. They get it to Haddock. Haddock leaves it off for Dyer. Dyer drives in the lane, and the ball's loose. It's on the floor. What are they going to say? They're going to call a foul on number 20, on Hargrove. Hargrove's second foul, and that's the 6th team foul on Hobbs.
And
Muniz is ready to come in, and Hargrove's going to come out.
Yeah, and after this, La Cueva will be in the bonus for the last 5:45 of this first half, and they're already up by 8.
Gutierrez inbounds to Haddock. Haddock from the left in front of the basket, puts it up, no good. Mojica skies for her 3rd rebound. She's got it, gets it to Armitage in the right corner. Armitage thinks about the 3, then pulls in closer, puts up a shot, pops it. So Muniz with 2 points makes it 13-7.
Nice little head fake and hesitation move.
Hobbs trailing by 6. La Cueva brings the ball down, and that's Ayers with it on the right wing, getting worked on by Armitage. Over to Gutierrez on the left side, into Haddock. She drives the lane, kicks it back out to Dyer. Dyer drives in now, weaving through traffic. A little bounce pass underneath the lane to Lucero. No room. She drives the baseline, then puts it out to number 30. Gutierrez puts up the shot. Ayers with the rebound and the putback. Ayers with her first rebound and her 6th point in the game makes it 15-7. Hobbs trailing by 8. 4:50 left to play in the second quarter as La Cueva. And yes, Armitage is going to get fouled as Mojica left off the ball for her over on the left wing, and as she leaves it off for Armitage, Armitage gets a bump foul, and they're going to call that on number 12, Haddock, her first. And that's the 15th foul on La Cueva. Armitage will inbound. The foul was on the floor. She gives it to Mojica. Mojica to Muniz. Muniz, top of the arc. Works it around, leaves it off for Clay. Clay is going to drive out near midcourt, then drive right back, kicks it to Muniz on the right wing, thinks about the 3, then passes on off to Cunningham in the corner. Cunningham back to Muniz. Muniz, ball's loose on the floor. Hobbs not taking care of the ball very well under that intense pressure by La Cueva. Now a pass to Clay. Clay to Muniz in the right corner. She drives in, puts up a shot from the right, won't fall. Clay gets the rebound and then gets it to Mojica. And Mojica from the left corner pops a 3 and gets Hobbs a little closer. 15-10 off of the assist by Clay. And the ball coming the other way. Ayers has got it almost stolen away by Hobbs. And now Kendall Cunningham does steal it. A nice turnover as the team's trade turnovers there.
And letting it get real physical right here in front of us.
And there was bumping, physical stuff going on there. No foul on anybody. Hobbs with the ball. They get it to Muniz in the right corner. She tries a 3. It won't fall. Cunningham fighting for the rebound. It goes out of bounds, but last touch by Haddock, so it'll be Hobbs girls ball just to the left of their own basket. Mojica's going to inbound as Hobbs finally feels like their offense is catching fire just a little bit, and they're able to get some more points on the board. Mojica looking, she finds Cunningham out on the right wing, and now back into the lane. Clay drives it, puts up a shot from the left, a nice layup, and draws the foul. So 2 points for Clay, and draws the foul, and we'll see who that's going to be on. They're going to call that on 12, Haddock. That's her second foul.
16 foul.
Yep, 16 foul on La Cueva. And coming out, Haddock will come out. Number 2, Love will go back in for La Cueva, and that's going to put Clay at the line. Clay has got 2 points in the game with a couple of rebounds and an assist. And her first trip to the line in this game is up and good. So she's got 3 points the old-fashioned way, makes it 15-13 now. Hobbs within 2, and here they come. As that is Love with the ball, still in the backcourt. Getting worked on by Cepeda in the game for the first time for Hobbs. Manise also in. As Hobbs keeping LaCueva out on the perimeter. That's Love with the ball, getting worked on by Manise. Kicks it out to Lucero. Lucero over to Ayers. Ayers moves midcourt. Now drives in and looks for room. Gets it over to, I couldn't see who that was. That was 14. Lyle takes a shot and a fight for the rebound on the right side. And the foul is going to be called a push foul. And that's going to be on number 15. No, number 23. That's Dyer. And that's first foul on her, 7th team foul. And that's going to put Mojica at the line as Mojica draws that foul. And
Coach
17
Krogan
fouls on
not
LaCueva now.
happy about that foul. She said they're just fighting for it. Why do you whistle us?
So Mojica will go to the line. This is her first trip to the line. She's got a three-pointer in the game now. And her shot is up and good. So she'll get another one. She's got 3 rebounds, a steal, and now 4 points in the game for Hobbs. And here comes Hobbs. Your score 15-14. Mojica can tie it up right here. 3:11 left to play in this second quarter. And she does. Nothing but nets, and we're tied 15-all. And the Hobbs Lady Eagles have stormed back.
On a 13-3 run right now with 3 minutes to go first half.
And that's good defense. They get it into Dyer. Dyer there at the top of the arc, and she puts one up and in. Her first points in the game makes it 17-15. LaCueva going the other way. Hargroves got Cepeda had it, kicked it to Cunningham. Cunningham out to Mojica, and stolen away by Ayers. Ayers has it. She gets it into Dyer. Dyer from the left side. Left hook, and she gets fouled by Mojica.
Mojica just hustling to get back. Unfortunately got the bump and was not able to really control her body as she came up behind. Her first personal 17 foul on Hobbs, but it is a 2-shot foul for Dyer.
And Dyer will go to the line her first trip. She's got 6 rebounds in this game. And first up, no good. She's got 2 points, 6 rebounds. 7 now, yep. So it is 17-15. LaCueva with that slim 2-point lead, 2:42 left to play in the second one, and her second one is buried. Finds the bottom of the net, and it's 18-15 now. Hobbs trailing by 3. They inbound, get it back to Mojica. She crosses the timeline center line, getting worked on by Love. Gets it over to Cepeda. Cepeda into Cunningham. Cunningham in the right corner. Cunningham all the way over to Manise. Manise thinks about the 3, then drives in, puts up a shot from the left, no good. And the rebound is brought down, let's see, by Dyer. Again, she is killing Hobbs on the boards. And Gutierrez with the ball now, across the center line. They get it over to Lyle. Lyle back to Gutierrez. Gutierrez getting worked on by Manise. And now to Ayers, getting worked on by Cepeda. Ayers drives in, puts up a shot, won't fall. With the rebound, it's number 14, Allie Lyle. Her putback no good. And the rebound comes down. That's Mojica with her 4th. Mojica with the ball. Oh, and loses it right at the outside of the arc. That's number 2, Love, who steals it. Comes down coast to coast, misses the point-blank layup, but nobody there with her, and her putback is good. So Love with 2 more points in the game and another rebound. Makes it 20-15. Hobbs has got to take care of the ball. Now Cueva has been larcenous. And Manise has it, kicks it over to Cunningham in the right corner. She tries to put up a 3, won't fall, and Lyle with the rebound. Now LaCueva brings it down. That's Gutierrez. Leaves it off for Ayers on the left wing. Getting worked on by Cepeda. Over to Gutierrez in the left corner. A pass into Love in the lane. She puts up the shot with nobody in her face. Puts up 2 more, makes it 22-15.
Yeah, fell away from about 10 feet on the baseline, and nothing but net on that one. The Lady Eagles all of a sudden were storming back, and now
they
they're kind of
stalled out
again.
But give it to Clay. She drives into the lane from the left, puts it up, fight for the rebound. It's tipped, and it goes into Love's hands. Her rebound. They bring the ball down. LaCueva gives it to Ayers. Ayers brings it from the left, and with the rebound, Cepeda, her first. Cepeda driving in underneath the lane, puts up a little shot. She gets, LaCueva wants the travel. They don't get it. Instead, it is a foul against Cepeda in right underneath the basket, and they're going to call that on number 30. I think that's on Gutierrez.
On Lyle.
On Lyle. Okay. Lyle on 14. That's her second foul. Second foul, 8th team foul on La Cueva, and puts Zepeda at the line. And her shot up and good. So she will get another try. And Armitage is going to come in the game, and Mojica comes out for Hobbs. And let's see, Lyle comes out for La Cueva, and I think Haddock went in for her. So second one is up, and that one also finds the bottom of the net. So 22-17, a 5-point lead by La Cueva with 39.6 seconds left in the second quarter, as Hobbs still has some work to do if they want to try to catch up and have the momentum going into the halftime. La Cueva inbounds, Gutierrez all the way down the court to Lucero. Lucero back to Gutierrez now, top of the arc, getting worked on by Armitage. Over to Ayers on the left wing, a pass into Dyer. Dyer drives in the lane, tries to put it up. Good pressure by Hobbs. She has to kick it out to number 3, Lucero in the right corner. She puts up a shot, won't fall. Ayers fights for the rebound and gets it right before it goes out of bounds. And La Cueva having trouble hanging on the ball. Haddock getting worked on, intense pressure by Hobbs. Now they kick it back around the arc and just slow things down. Dyer with the ball, and at the buzzer, a shot is up by Dyer, and she makes it, and it's 24-17 at halftime. La Cueva leading your top-ranked Hobbs girls 24-17. We'll be back with your halftime show here from the pit in Albuquerque. It's Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
Did you know Hydrotech Services was the first hydro excavation company in New Mexico and West Texas and has been in business for over 20-plus years? Hydrotech Services employs residents from Hobbs and supports the youth of the community. Hydrotech is now hiring CDL drivers and swampers. Starting pay for CDL drivers, $26 per hour, plus insurance benefits and a sign-on bonus. For more information, call 393-4653. Hydrotech Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. Stop by or give SunGuard Precision a call at 392-2960 for all your window tinting and truck accessory needs, no matter what you drive. SunGuard has heavy equipment window tinting, rhino lining, hitches, tanks, and bumpers. Your one-stop shop for all your accessory needs. Look them up on Names and Numbers in Facebook or Instagram under SunGuard Precision, and check out their work. SunGuard Precision stands by their work today, tomorrow, and years to come.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Is your cost of rent through the roof? It might make sense to buy a home instead. If you're still renting and never thought you could afford a home, right now you may want to call your friends at Robinson & Associates. Robinson & Associates offers free consultations in English and in Spanish. Robinson & Associates want to guide you through the entire process and make it as simple as possible. Call Robinson & Associates today at 392-0266. That's 575-392-0266. Call Robinson & Associates today and let them earn your trust.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excelenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
Welcome back to the pit in Albuquerque for Hobbs Late Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. What a shocker. It is 24-17, and it's not a Hobbs lead. It's a La Cueva lead. 24-17. La Cueva led 11-3 at the end of the first, and now 24-17 as Hobbs did finally get some moving, caught fire, and then kind of stalled out toward the end of that second quarter. But we'll talk a little bit about that first. Let's talk about your points. Your leading point getter right now for La Cueva is Eva Love with 9 points. She's got 3 rebounds to go with that. Next up, you've got Ayers with 6 points, 2 rebounds. Next up, Dyer with 5 points, 8 rebounds. Then you've got Gutierrez with 2 points and a rebound. Lyle with 2 rebounds. Lucero with a 1 rebound and a steal. And for your Hobbs girls, your leading scorer right now is Nakaya Mojica with 5 points, one of them a tray. She's got 6 rebounds to go with that. Mojica can sky for rebounds, but we don't normally rely on her as our leading rebounder, and she's got more rebounds, more score, and more rebounds than anybody in the game right now, and she's got a steal to go along with her 5 points and her 6 rebounds. Next up, you've got 4 points from Kendall Cunningham, two of them from the line. Then you've got 3 points from Clay, 2 rebounds and an assist to go with that. You've got 2 points and a rebound for Cepeda, and you got 2 points for Manise. So Hobbs' bench has come in and done a very good job, actually, for Hobbs. Cunningham with the 4 points and no rebounds. That's what's exciting. I mean, that's what's surprising for her. And Cunningham, she has fought for rebounds. It just seems like she's losing that battle. And we also are looking at turnovers. Hobbs with uncharacteristically 9 turnovers right now in that first half, and only 4 turnovers from La Cueva. And totaling up our rebounds and our movement from the line, TJ?
Yeah, for the La Cueva Bears, they're winning the rebounding battle. 19 rebounds, as you mentioned. Dyer with 8 leads the way for La Cueva. For Hobbs in that first half, only 13 rebounds, so getting just absolutely killed up on the glass. From the free throw line, La Cueva goes 3 of 5. Hobbs goes 8 of 11. And it's the shooting, though, when you look at the stats that they provide us here in the pit for the game so far. La Cueva is shooting 1 of 3, basically. They are 10 of 30, so perfect 33% there. For Hobbs, 4 of 17, and they went over in the first quarter.
Yeah, zero
and only 1 of
percentage.
8 from beyond the arc. So
yeah, it's just the shooting has been cold for Hobbs, and La Cueva has been skying and denying Hobbs second and third looks at the basket for the most part. Hobbs has only had 1 or 2 instances where they've had offensive rebounding and more than 1 look at the basket.
Another interesting thing to look at here: points from turnovers. La Cueva has 9. Hobbs has 1.
Yeah.
Points in the paint, where Hobbs normally dominates with Cunningham and David.
Right.
La Cueva has 6. We have 4. Second chance points, which comes off of the offensive rebound.
That's right.
10
Just
to
mention
7.
that. Yes.
So, and the bench, that's where Hobbs is winning. 5 points off the bench to none for La Cueva. They've pretty much had their starters in, but...
Yeah. I mentioned that our bench girls have come in and really provided a spark and provided some good support for Hobbs.
So right now, really, though, it's in that first half, it was just La Cueva out-Hobbsing Hobbs with pressure, with clutch shooting, with rebounding, and I think the score reflects that. Hobbs started coming into their own a little bit in that second quarter.
They did.
Went on a 13-3 run, an 8-0 run included in that 13-3 run. But La Cueva kind of weathered the storm right there and said, all right, let's take a deep breath. And then they stormed back. 14-13, Hobbs won the second quarter, but only by a point. And after that absolute disaster of the first quarter, that's why we were still down by 7 here at halftime.
24-17 is your score. So looking at coming out, we'll talk about keys to the Hobbs girls getting back in control of they haven't been in control at all in this game, and that's so unusual. La Cueva has been in charge. Hobbs does need to come out and get that offense going and get back to they need to out Hobbs La Cueva now when they come back and get this third quarter going and get back to their smothering defense, get back to turning the ball, forcing turnovers and making points off the turnovers. And that's what Hobbs has been able to do so well all season, but they are not doing that well so far in this game, and we'll talk more about that. We'll take another break and come back. We have about 2.5 minutes left on the halftime clock here at the pit in Albuquerque. More Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball coming up on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Rent-A-Center is a proud supporter of the Hobbs Eagles in both athletics and academics. Being an Eagle fan for many years, the team at Rent-A-Center knows what it takes: hard work and dedication. For all of your furniture needs, visit your friends over at Rent-A-Center. They offer free delivery and no credit checks. Se hablan español. Let Rent-A-Center improve your home with a couple of pieces of furniture. And Rent-A-Center of Hobbs, 2404 North Grimes in the Albertsons Plaza, is locally owned and operated. Rent-A-Center supports the Hobbs Eagles and says, go fight, win.
Outlaw Grill thanks you for supporting Outlaw Grill throughout the years. Outlaw Grill has all your favorites, from savory soups to burgers. Porterhouse steaks, fettuccine alfredo, crispy chicken scallopini are just some of the all-time favorites. Outlaw Grill invites you to come in or call your order in 575-392-2012. That's 575-392-2012. It's a fast turnaround time for a delicious gourmet meal from the crew at Outlaw Grill.
Welcome back to the pit in Albuquerque. It's Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. And your score at halftime in this semifinal 5A game is La Cueva 24, Hobbs 17. Hobbs coming out a little flat, uncharacteristic, just slow on the uptake a little bit, and just not enough offense going on for Hobbs, but they are looking to hopefully get back into action. They came out in that second quarter. They were able to find a spark, and really it was the bench that kind of came in and kind of provided a little spark, and they are just having a little trouble. Our Hobbs girls, number one in the team, they're number one team in the state. They need to remember who they are. The fact that they have been challenged by teams. They only have 3 losses overall in play this season, but they're here for a reason, and they need to finish this game. Maybe they were looking a little too much towards Saturday and the championship game and not thinking enough about La Cueva and taking them seriously here. But we are starting this third quarter. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and La Cueva inbounds from midcourt. It's Gutierrez to Ayers. Ayers kicks it over to Haddock in the right wing. Your starters back in, and they get it to Love in the lane. She kicks it back to Ayers, top of the arc. Ayers going to move over, get it to Gutierrez. She drives in, can't find room. And now into Love. Love from the left side tries to put it up, and the basketball is loose on the court, and it goes out. Last touch by Love, I think off of her leg. So Hobbs getting a little bit of a break. Now they need to get the ball, and they need to get down.
Much better pressure for Hobbs underneath, much more like we are used to seeing, but now full court press on for La Cueva.
That's right, and Hobbs, we mentioned at the beginning of this game, they inbound to Hargrove. Hargrove under pressure from Haddock, and that ball goes out, and they're going to say last touch by Hobbs, and it's going to be La Cueva ball.
So they're going to give it to La Cueva in their own offensive zone.
That's right, and it's going to go in from Gutierrez in the left corner. Again, in the La Cueva, underneath the La Cueva basket. Ayers in the left corner, kicks it to Haddock. Haddock pulls back court, getting worked on by Mojica, now drives in. She gets it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez to Ayers. Ayers, top of the arc, drives in, kicks it over to Gutierrez. She stops, takes a 3, won't fall. Cunningham skies for her first rebound of the game, and leaves it off for Hargrove. Hargrove over to Clay. Clay going to move mid-court. Clay calling for the O. Moves back over to the right. And pressure not quite so intense right now by La Cueva. Gets it to Mojica. Mojica over to Hargrove in the left lane. She drives in, leaves it over Cunningham. Cunningham puts up a jumper, and it rattles in and out, pops out. And the rebound brought down for La Cueva.
That was brought down by Ayers,
and
her third.
Ayers with the rebound. Now Ayers going to kick it out to Gutierrez in the left corner. She puts up a 3, won't fall. And Clay with the rebound. That's her 4th. Now she's going to bring it down, so no score yet by either team so far in this third quarter. They bring it down, give it to Mojica in the left corner, and she puts in another three. That's her second tray of the game. And Mojica now with 8 points in the game. And coming the other way, here's La Cueva as your score, 24-20 now. They get us to Ayers. Ayers pops one from the left wing, and just like that, answers that tray. She's got 9 points in the game, and it's 27-20. Back to a 7-point lead by La Cueva. Coming across the timeline, over on the left side is Clay. Clay passes to Hargrove. Hargrove, top of the arc, gets it to Mojica. Mojica pulls up from the right wing. She pulls a trigger on a three. It won't fall, and that's Jair with her rebound. She brings it coast to coast, gives it to Gutierrez from the left, and she pulls up. And no, that actually was 30. Yep, it was Gutierrez, and a jumper from the left. And that makes it 29-20, a 9-point lead by La Cueva. And Joey Carpenter wants a timeout, and it's a full 60. So we are going to be back in 30 seconds with Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball from the pit in Albuquerque.
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrical needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation, electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. For all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric, 575-492-0044. That's 492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
Here at the pit at Albuquerque, our phone and data services today provided by our friends at the NMAA and the NMDOT. Keep New Mexico roads safe. Don't be distracted while you're driving. Drive safe, New Mexico, from NMDOT and the NMBA.
And out of the Hobbs timeout, as Hobbs came out and showed a little spark, put some points on the board, and then La Cueva answered just like that. And so we are at 29-20 now. Your score at halftime was 24-17. La Cueva has actually increased their lead by 2 points. Here, 5:44 left to play in the third quarter. 29-20 your score. La Cueva leading, but out of the Hobbs timeout, let's see what kind of adjustments Hobbs is making. It'll be their ball. Mojica will inbound to the right of the La Cueva basket. And she will look to get it in to David. David's going to pass it up to Hargrove. Hargrove will cross the timeline on the right side, getting worked on by Haddock. Ooh, the ball pops out of her hands, and it goes out of bounds, but it's last touched by La Cueva. It'll stay Hobbs' ball. I actually like the fact that Hobbs now gets to inbound from the left of their own basket. Mojica will do the honors for Hobbs. And she'll get it in to Hargrove, to Cunningham right underneath the basket. Cunningham puts up the shot. Now, the shot doesn't go in, but she does get fouled, and they're going to call that on Gutierrez. And that, or yes, that is 30. Yeah, I thought they were going to say number 3, but it is. And so that's a foul. That's her first foul. And that's the first team foul on La Cueva in the second half. Kendall Cunningham at the line. First, nothing but net. She's got 5 points in the game now. And coming in, let's see, number 3, Lucetto comes in, and Gutierrez goes out for La Cueva. Hobbs girls stay the same. It's Hobbs starters out on the floor, by the way, to start the second half. Clay, Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, and David. Second is up by Cunningham. Nothing but net. There we go. She's now 4 for 5 at the line, and it's 29-22. La Cueva leading by 7. 5:30, 5.5 left to play. La Cueva's got it on their end. They pass it down into the corner, kick it out to Ayers, top of the arc. She drives in, kicks it out to Love, and then puts up a shot from the top of the arc. Won't fall. Cunningham fights for the rebound. She's skying for it. She's going to get fouled. And they're going to call that one on Haddock. It's on the floor, and it's on number 12, and that is her third foul. Haddock is going to come out, and Lyle will go in for La Cueva. And it'll be Mojica inbounding to the left of the La Cueva basket now. 5:14 left to play in this third quarter. Mojica gets it to David. David takes the ball across the timeline, passes down to Clay. Clay has to go, runs out of bounds and pulls the basketball back. Kind of just has to try to save it, but she gets it into the arms of La Cueva. So another turnover by Hobbs. And Ayers inbounds to Love. Love loses it, and they're going to call a foul.
Going to call David for going over the back.
Yeah,
third
David
personal.
Was right there. And Hobbs trying to put pressure, defensive pressure in the backcourt, trying to force a turnover. And so that's going to be the third foul on David. And La Cueva will inbound. They get it to Love. Getting worked on by Mojica. Crosses the timeline on the right. Works it over to Ayers. Ayers on the left wing. Hargrove almost steals the ball away. Ayers gets it back. Good hustle by Hobbs, though. They get it now to Lyle. Lyle getting trapped up by Hargrove. Leaves it off for Love. Love is just going to slow things down, pull out center court. Now they get it to Dyer. Dyer drives in, then kicks it back out. Now Ayers on the left wing thinks about the three, then gets it over to Lyle on the right wing, back to Ayers, and now they give it to number 2. That is Love, who drives in the lane, and she's going to get, nope, she travels.
Yeah,
so another turnover.
Yeah, she picked up the pivot and took the slide before she started the dribble.
That Euro, they got all that little Euro step. So Hobbs catches a break as Mojica inbounds to Clay. Clay out mid-court, now moves to the left to Hargrove. Hargrove moves around the arc to the right, leaves it off for Mojica. She drives in, a pass to David in the lane. She puts up a shot. It won't fall, but the whistle sounds. Cunningham there was no rebound, but Cunningham was there with the basket, but they're going to call that on number 2 on Love?
Actually on Lucero, number 3.
On Lucero, number 3. So that's her first foul. Third team foul on La Cueva. It puts David at the line, her first trip at the line, and the first one is short, no good. And David has 3 rebounds.
3 rebounds. Still waiting to get in the scorebook.
Right, no points. So we have Zepeda and Armitage coming in for Hobbs as a Hargrove goes off and Mojica comes out. Nope, Mojica's still in there. No, Clay's, that's right. Mojica did come out. Clay's in there. And the second one is up and good. No.
Yes.
Yep, 23. Second one is up and good. Oh, and yes, a travel as coming down the other way. They get it to Lyle. Lyle crosses the timeline, and just across it, she stops, and yes, she travels. That is, I've got turnover number 6.
That is number 7.
Number 7 on La Cueva.
So now they've got some work to do. Hobbs needs to take advantage of La Cueva getting just a little bit out of sorts right now.
They need to get them a little bit rattled and go ahead and put some more points on the board. They inbound. Cepeda's got it. Gets it to Cunningham. It's back now into the left corner to Clay. Clay works out, kicks it over to Cunningham, thinks about the 3 in the left corner, then works into the lane, puts up a shot from the left side. No good, but she is fouled.
Called the charge
and
on
they
Cunningham.
did.
So that'll be a turnover.
And the basket no good. So that's the second foul on Cunningham. It's on the floor. Another turnover for Hobbs. They give it in. And that is Dyer, who's going to take it all the way down, try to put it up and in from the left. It rolls around and rolls out, and Cunningham skies up for the rebound.
Cunningham wisely getting out of the way of that one. I think really what Dyer was trying to do was draw the foul.
And she gives it to Clay. Clay works in the lane, and a little spin move, a turnaround jumper, and the shot does not fall, but she is fouled, and they are going to call that foul on
Lucero.
Number 3, on the Lucero, number 3. That's 2 quick fouls on her now. And that's the 4th team foul on La Cueva. And it puts Clay at the line as Mojica and Hargrove get ready to check back in for Hobbs. And it's up and good. That's 4 points in the game for Brett Clay. She's got 3 rebounds to go with that. And Cepeda and Armitage come out as Hargrove and Mojica go back in. So it's your starters out on the floor again for Hobbs. And it's your starters, I think, on the floor for La Cueva as well. Second one up, no good, as a miss for that. Give it to La Cueva. They get it to Ayers, who crosses the timeline, center court, leaves it off for Love. Love over to Gutierrez. Gutierrez drives in and leaves it off for Ayers. Getting worked on hard by Mojica. Over to Gutierrez, and now they get it into Dyer in the right corner. A little bounce pass in the lane over to Love, and the ball is knocked away, and they're going to say,
going to whistle that on Hargrove.
It's going to be a foul against Hargrove. That's her 3rd, and it is the 4th team foul against, or no, the 3rd team foul against Hobbs in the second half. So La Cueva inbounds. They get it to Ayers, top of the arc. Ayers gets it over to Dyer. Dyer puts up a shot. An air ball goes out of bounds. Oh, and it's saved just at the last second by La Cueva. They get it. Ayers pulls the trigger on 3. It doesn't fall, and David skies for the rebound. She gets it to Clay. Clay brings it down. They get it over to Hargrove in the right corner, and they're going to call Cunningham away from the ball. And
Call her on
Cunningham,
the charge.
yeah, Cunningham, yeah, before she passed the ball off, before she could, she charged, and man, she is not liking that call. That's the third foul on her. And give it over to La Cueva. It's the fourth team foul on Hobbs. It's on the floor, and the ball knocked away by Mojica goes out of bounds. It'll stay La Cueva ball. Coach Carpenter not happy. He's up telling the girls something. So it'll stay La Cueva ball. Gutierrez is going to inbound midcourt. Gets it to Ayers. Ayers now gets it over to Dyer. Dyer weaves into the lane. Now kicks it out to Ayers on the left. She thinks about a three. Now passes over to Gutierrez on the right wing. Gutierrez drives in, getting worked on by Hargrove. Now has to kick it out to Ayers. And then they get into Love. Love works around to the left of the basket, tries to put one in. It won't fall. David with the rebound. Gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham crosses the timeline. Now passes to Clay. Clay going to work in, drives through the lane, a little spin shot, won't fall. David with the rebound. Her putback doesn't fall. And then it's going to be Dyer with another rebound.
That's her 10th.
So Hobbs with 2 looks at the basket. Rebounds by Dyer and Cunningham, and now Dyer drives in, puts in the shot, won't fall. Clay with another rebound. She brings it down, top of the arc. She's going to get run into by Dyer, and Dyer is going to pick up her second foul.
Yeah, they're going to get Dyer on the reach foul on that as she was trying to get back and was trying to poke it away from Clay from behind.
And she was all right on her heels, right on Clay's heels. She bumped into her as well. So a big foul by Dyer. Can't miss that. Can't not call that. So it's on the floor. Give it to Hobbs. Mojica inbounds to Clay. Clay in the backcourt. Works it over to the right to Hargrove on the right wing. Into Cunningham. Cunningham looking. Then leaves it off for Hargrove. Hargrove stops, tries and pulls the trigger on a three, but it's short. Won't fall. And Ayers reaches up for the rebound. So, again, cold shooting by Hobbs. They trail by 5, by the way. Your score is La Cueva 29, Hobbs 24. 5 down, a minute 36 left, and La Cueva works it in the lane, and Love works it over to the right and puts it up and in. So 2 more points for her, makes it 31-24.
And now Love, the first player in double digits with 11 in the ball game,
and makes it a 7-point lead by La Cueva with a minute 20 left to play in the third. Mojica's got it. She gives it to Clay. Clay pulls the trigger on a three in the left corner. It won't fall, and Ayers with another rebound. Ayers has got it. Crosses the timeline, gets it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez back to Ayers. Ayers back to Gutierrez on the left. Now getting worked on by Hargrove. Now gets it to bounce pass to Love. Love pulls the trigger. It won't fall. And Gutierrez with the rebound. Her putback no good. And it's Hargrove who comes in with the rebound, her first of the game. Hargrove runs across the timeline, right side, getting worked on by Love. Looking for room, now moves it over to the left, gets it to David, and the left blocks back to Hargrove. A give and go doesn't work, but Cunningham with the rebound and the putback. Cunningham with 2 more points in the game makes it 31-26, a 5-point lead. And on the inbound, there's going to be a foul called as they inbound to Ayers, and they're going to get the foul is actually going to be called on Hargrove?
Yep, it is. Her 4th personal, 15th foul on Hobbs.
Got her on the wrist. 4th foul on Hargrove. And that's 15 foul on Hobbs, and there's some discussion going on.
Going to have to check out. Is she saying Hargrove scratched me, and so she's got blood on her hand.
Okay.
So she's going to have to go get attention for that. She can't come out while she's bleeding, and Hargrove going to have to check out.
That's right. Hargrove checks out. Muniz checks in for Hobbs.
Hargrove not a happy camper.
No, and that's going to happen. I know it wasn't intentional, but when the contact happens, and your fingernails can scrape. So La Cueva with the ball. They inbound in the Hobbs end. They're still in the backcourt. They get it up to Dyer. Dyer center court. Runs over to the right, getting double teamed by Hobbs. Bounce pass to Gutierrez. She drives the lane. Has to kick it out to Ayers. Oh, and a bad pass. Ayers not ready for that. It goes out of bounds. Did Mojica touch it?
Yep, Mojica's actually the one who deflected it before it went over. And so it's going to stay La Cueva basketball as Hobbs in there hustling, trying to force turnovers. And Mojica comes out. Armitage goes in.
And La Cueva inbounds. They get it to Gutierrez. She stops, pulls up, tries to, shot won't fall. David skies for the rebound. Gets it to Muniz. Muniz almost losing the handle on it, but nice. Right at the buzzer. Oh, and she tries a half-court shot. It doesn't fall. But at the end of 3, your score is 31-26. La Cueva with the 5-point lead over Hobbs. We come down to the final quarter of this semifinal game here, and we'll be more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball from the pit in Albuquerque on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
RMS Foods Incorporated of Hobbs supports local athletics. Wishing the Hobbs Eagles the best of luck. That hard work and dedication is definitely paid off. It's time to shine, Eagles. RMS Foods, providing high-quality products for the food industry. RMS Foods Incorporated, Hobbs, New Mexico, proud to be a part of Lee County. Go Eagles! Your friends at RMS Foods are behind you all the way.
And welcome back to the pit in Albuquerque. It's Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. At the end of 3, your score is 31-26. Hobbs is trailing by 5 to La Cueva in this semifinal game. The winner moves on to play for the state championship at 5A Saturday afternoon here at the pit. The loser season is done, and Hobbs does not want to be on that losing end of this game. They've got work to do in this 4th quarter as they have come back. They did a much better job in the 3rd quarter, but it's that 1st quarter that still they are paying the price for that 11-3 score at the end of the 1st, with La Cueva just taking it to the ladies in that 1st. But we'll see what they've got in this final quarter. Hobbs has got to come back. Armitage in for the Lady Eagles, inbounds to Clay at midcourt, gets it back. Now gives it to Cunningham, top of the arc, over to David on the left wing, now into Clay on the left. She works it around the arc again, pulls back, now back over to the left, looking for room, gets it to David on the left wing, leaves it off for Clay. Clay's going to drive in, and now a nice pass to David in the lane. David puts up the layup. It doesn't fall, but she does get fouled, and they're going to call that on Lucero, or Gutierrez. No, on Gutierrez, 3-0, not 0-3. So foul on her. That's her 2nd foul, and 6th team foul on La Cueva in this quarter. David at the line, eyes it, skies it, and it rolls in. So David with her 1st point of the game. She's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 2 points. Sorry, I missed that one. So 2 points in the game now. And she's got 7 rebounds for the Lady Eagles. 2nd one is up, and that one, in and out, no good. And skying for the rebound is Dyer. Who else? She's got 11 rebounds. I've got her down for 11, maybe 12 for La Cueva. La Cueva with the ball. Haddock's got it. They give it to Ayers. Thinks about the 3 on the left wing. Getting worked on by Armitage. Ayers and Armitage, a good matchup there. Oh, and Ayers drives in and puts up the floater from the left. So she's got 6, 9, 11 points in the game now for La Cueva. It's 33-27. Your Lady Eagles trail by 6. Clay brings it down, gets it to Mojica on the left wing. She drives in now to Clay in the left corner, and she pops the 3. So Clay with 3 more points, and she's got 3, 4, 7 in the game now. Makes it 33-30. Hobbs trails just by 3, and La Cueva is going to inbound all the way over in the right corner. So a 3-point game. Hobbs coming back, trying to make the comeback and move ahead of La Cueva in this 4th quarter. It's do or die time for the Lady Eagles. Gutierrez has it near midcourt to Haddock, back to Gutierrez on the left. She drives in, pulls out to pass all the way to Ayers, top of the arc. Now she drives the lane. A little give and go in the lane to Dyer. Dyer puts up the shot, won't fall, gets her own rebound, and looking for the putback, and is passed off. Then back to Dyer. Her shot won't go. Haddock with the rebound. Haddock trying for the putback, gets fouled.
And too many looks once again for the La Cueva Lady Bears. They're going to whistle that one on Jayla David, her 4th personal. 16 foul now on Hobbs, and Haddock heads to the line for 2. Too many second chances.
And 3rd chances, and sometimes 4th chances there. Too many looks at the basket. Haddock's shot is up, no good. Hobbs catches a break there. 33-30 is your score. Hobbs trails by 3 now, but they have trailed in this game by almost by 10 points. And coming out is David as Desiree Bosquez goes in for her. In the blocks, though, at the front for Hobbs. Cunningham on the left, and that's Clay on the right. And the second one is up and good by Haddock. Makes it 34-30. Hobbs with the ball. Armitage gets it to Clay. Clay back to Armitage. Armitage on the right wing. Drives in. Gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham looking for room. Drives in the lane. Puts up a shot. Won't fall. Fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. And they're going to say last touch by Cunningham. No, I think that was Gutierrez.
I think Gutierrez did too. And Cunningham is not happy. Neither is Coach Carpenter. They're both barking at the officials a little bit. And when that happens, you're less likely to get the next call.
Yeah,
so
Lucero is going
to
inbound to Dyer. Dyer takes across left side, pulls up, and he gets it to Love. Love now over to Lucero. Lucero to Ayers. Ayers to Haddock. Haddock drives in, tries to put it up from the left. It won't fall. Skying for the rebound is Clay. Clay gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham to Armitage. Armitage going to drive in, kick it out to Vasquez in the right corner, and almost it's tipped away by Love. Goes out of bounds, so it'll stay Hobbs' late eagle ball, and it'll be Armitage to inbound.
Now it's important for Hobbs to find the good shots. You've still got time on the clock. You're only down by 4. You don't have to get in a hurry yet. Set your offense. Find the high percentage shot.
5:45 left to play in this game. They inbound, get it to Cunningham. Cunningham back to Clay. Clay drives the lane, puts up a shot. She draws the foul. So we'll see who they call that on number 12, Haddock.
Yep.
Yes, that's Haddock with a hack foul. That's her 4th. And that is the 7th team foul on La Cueva. Put Clay at the line, and she'll shoot 2. So Clay can eat into this La Cueva lead right here from the line. First is up, and it's no good as it hits the front, falls off to the left. So a miss, and that is, let's see, 1, 2. Clay is now 2 of 4, 2 of 4 at the line, and she'll get another chance at it. 34-30 your score, and she makes it 34-31 as the second one up and good. La Cueva with the ball. Ayers has it in the backcourt. And a bad pass up is over the head of Dyer, goes out of bounds. A good break for the Lady Eagles as another turnover now. And I've got that's now 8.
That's their 8th, yeah.
8th turnover for La Cueva.
But now important for Hobbs to capitalize on that turnover. Points off of turnovers.
Yep. They haven't been doing well in that category so far in this game, so they can clean that up right here. Armitage passes to Clay in the backcourt. Clay to Mojica. Mojica over to Vasquez. Vasquez back to Clay. Clay to Armitage to Cunningham in the right corner. Back to Clay at the top of the arc, just to the right. Into Cunningham. Cunningham reaches and puts up a shot, and again, it doesn't fall, but she gets fouled. And they're going to call that little reach and hack foul on number 2, Love. Number 1, that's 1, Ayers, sorry about that, thank you, her first foul, and that's the 8th team foul on La Cueva. Put Cunningham at the line, and Cunningham is 4 of 6 at the line. And the first one up, no good.
And there was the announcer's curse.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have it out of my mouth yet. I was saying
did,
4
so.
of, yeah.
I did.
I was looking at it and looking at my stats here. So a miss, but she can make that good right here, and it's no good. It's off to the right. And a fight for the rebound. Armitage has it. Armitage with the rebound. And a timeout taken by Joey Carpenter. It's just a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here and say a big thank you to NMAA. NMAA wants to remind you, distracted drivers, don't be distracted. Keep New Mexico roads safe. Don't be distracted with phone calls, texting, talking to passengers, or even daydreaming. Many car crashes occur when the driver is doing something other than driving. Drive Safe New Mexico, sponsored by NMDOT and NMBA.
Providing our phone and data services along with NMDOT.
Thank you very much.
Yep, and a big thanks to all of our great sponsors. If you're watching on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, of course, we are not allowed to bring you pictures of this one, but we do have the running score, and of course, all those sponsors you see right there at the bottom of the screen make it possible for us to be here. 5:14 remaining in the ball game. Hobbs trailing La Cueva 34-31.
And from the pit is Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. 34-31. Hobbs trailing by 3. 5:14 left to play in this game. Hobbs has got to catch up and to go ahead right here. They're running out of clock. And they inbound, get it to Clay. Clay drives in, passes off to Cunningham. Cunningham puts puts it up and in from the left. And now it's 34-33, a 1-point game. Hobbs trails just by 1. Love has it for La Cueva. La Cueva, you get it to Gutierrez, back to Love. Love off into the right corner, and Lucero doesn't take it. She passes it instead. They get it to Dyer in the lane, then back to Love. Love pulls up, puts up a shot, and Dyer gets the rebound. The putback no good. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to call a jump ball, I think. Oh! And some not just struggles over the ball.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a technical and maybe a flagrant here, so...
Ah, boy, as something was said.
Yep, they're warning
and
both
they're
benches.
warning both benches because something was said immediately, and I think that was just a reaction. So let's see what they do. Are they going to call the jump ball?
I think they're going to talk about it.
I think they're talking about it. They're warning both benches, and the refs are talking and sorting it out. And
Coach Carpenter is heading over to the top of the refs as
grabbed her face and pushed her face
around.
And Cunningham is cutting out, but one of the assistants pulling him back.
And they're warning the Hobbs bench.
And Cunningham was saying that her face was grabbed
and ripped around.
And that's why. So both benches trying to recover from this and figure it out as the refs are talking and sorting it out. By the way, we have 4:37 left to play in this game. It's a 1-point lead by La Cueva. Semifinal, the winner to move on to the 5A championship game Saturday afternoon here at the pit. 34-33, and they're going to go one for each. They're going to cite both, and the head official is over here talking to the head scorer and the chief referee.
They're going to tee up both teams.
They're going to give technicals to both teams.
And so that means each team will shoot free throws.
That's right.
And possession arrow is La Cueva, so after the free throws, they'll get the basketball
back. But each team will have a chance to shoot free throws for the technical.
And you are listening to the Hobbs Lady Eagles on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs. K263AZ Hobbs is now the head official, bringing Coach Carpenter and Coach Kogan together.
That's right. The officials now are going to tell both the head coaches all about this. And Coach Kogan doesn't like what she hears, but both of the coaches are listening. Joey Carpenter, hands on his hips, just listening, not moving, not saying anything, as the referee explains why they're calling what they did, which is technicals against both of the teams. And now Coach Carpenter asking a couple of questions.
And now he's
a little bit in the ref's face, just a little more animated, but the ref is explaining.
And staying calm, to his credit.
That's right, he is calm. The ref is explaining, and now the ref is motioning that they are going to, now they're asking for, I guess, Hobbs. Hobbs will shoot first. Is that the deal?
Or they may just be saying
a jump ball now. They're offsetting, and they're not going to bother. That's right, a jump ball, and the arrow goes the way of La Cueva. So that's what they have done. They call the technicals, and then they say, they're just going to say offsetting.
Yep.
And then they're going to say, no, neither team is going to
Joey, be careful. Don't get yourself teed up. You've already been teed once. You're gone if you get teed here.
Neither team is going to shoot free throws. They're going to call a tie ball, and the arrow goes the way of La Cueva. La Cueva will have the ball. Gutierrez will inbound just from the left of the basket.
And I think part of what Coach Carpenter was maybe so upset about on that, too, one, they don't get to shoot free throws, but that also puts La Cueva in the bonus.
That's right.
As that puts the 7th team foul up on Hobbs.
Double. They've got 9 team fouls on La Cueva, 7 on Hobbs. So that puts, and that means that now first foul.
And now Coach Kogan is asking what the heck's going on.
Right. And now Coach Kogan is at the scorer's table talking to the ref, making her case. So apparently she doesn't like this. I see this as a win for La Cueva. In all of this going on, they have the advantage here. I don't know why they're unhappy. I don't know why they're unhappy at all. They've got the ball. They've got the advantage. The Hobbs now has 17 fouls on them. They get the ball. They get to inbound. And wow.
And so now another timeout.
A timeout. And as the ref comes over here and I guess tells whatever he told Kogan, now the ref back over there talking to Kogan. And now they're going to whistle. And now we're finally ready to get back to play.
Well, Coach Kogan's still giving an earful to the official.
Yeah, Gutierrez inbounds to Ayers. Ayers near midcourt. Over to Gutierrez on the left wing now. Working against Muniz. And over to Dyer. Dyer moves it back to Gutierrez. Almost stolen away by Hargrove. They're going to call Hargrove with the foul as she comes in. And that's going to be on. She fouls out. Hargrove, that's her 5th foul. She fouls out of the game, and that's going to put Gutierrez at the line for 2.
Wow. And
as
so Hargrove.
Hargrove comes out, fouls out. And that's going to be Armitage coming in. In the blocks, you got Jayla David on the left and Brett Clay on the right for Hobbs. Gutierrez up and no good. Skying for the rebound and getting it is David. So no good at the foul line, at the free throw line now. Clay's got it midcourt. Clock is ticking. 4:14 left to play in this one. Hobbs trails by 1 point. 34-33 is your score. Now Mojica's got it midcourt. Gets it. Muniz has got it on the left wing. Moves over to the right. Drives into the blocks. Bounce pass to David in the lane. She puts up a shot. Won't fall. And that's Dyer with the rebound. And Dyer, and a jump ball is called as David reaches in and ties her up after David misses the layup. Dyer with the rebound, and then the tie, and the arrow possession is La Cueva's.
Yeah, it is, and that's the 14th rebound for Dyer.
And they inbound. I think they're going to say jump ball. I think, it's going to be jump ball again as Armitage tied up Ayers right on the inbound.
Happy.
Ayers. So it'll be, and now the arrow goes the way of Hobbs, and Mojica will inbound. So Mojica is going to inbound just to the left of the Hobbs basket. So Mojica in, and man, the fans are giving the refs a lot of grief still over all of this that's been going on. Fans on their feet. The inbound goes over the head, but Muniz saves it. Muniz on the right wing, getting worked on by Haddock. Muniz with the ball, works in the right corner, puts up a shot. It won't go, and they're going to call Lucero with a foul as Lucero reached up.
Actually, they're going to get Gutierrez.
Gutierrez, that's 3-0. Okay, I thought it was 0-3, but it's 3-0 Gutierrez, and that's her 3rd foul, and that's the 10th team foul on La Cueva, and she got Muniz. So Muniz will go to the free throw line. Her first trip, she's got 2 points in the game, and it's up and good. So great free throw under pressure by Muniz. She ties it up. Hobbs finally has come back, tied this one up, 34 apiece with 3:44 left to play in this game. Muniz gets another shot at the line. Intense pressure. It's up and good. Nothing but net. Hobbs takes the lead for the first time in this game, 35-34. With the clock ticking, 3:39 left to play. La Cueva with the ball. Ayers has got it. Left wing gets it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez over into the right corner. And that's Love. Bounce pass in the lane. And a shot up, no good. It hits the bottom of the rim. That's Dyer who made the shot. And they're going to get David for the foul. And boy, the Hobbs faithful do not like that.
And David gonna foul out.
That's right. David with that makes her 5th foul, and she becomes the 2nd Lady Eagle to foul out in this game. She does so with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds and 2 points, both of them from the line. And they're going to send Vasquez in for her. And Dyer is at the line. She's 1 of 2, now 2 of 3 at the line. And she ties it back up, so it's 35 apiece here. 3:27 left to play, and David will shoot again. He eyes it, skies it, and nothing but net as Dyer makes it a 1 point lead, 36-35. La Cueva leading, and Clay with the ball across timeline. Center court, leaves it off for Mojica on the right wing. Mojica drifts over to the left, gives it to Vasquez. Vasquez in the lane, and they're going to call a foul just as Clay got the ball. Then they're going to call Haddock with the push foul on her, and that's her 5th. She fouls out of the game. She becomes the first La Cueva player and the 3rd player overall to foul out of this game, which has taken a lot of twists and turns. And that's going to put Clay at the line. She is 1, 2, 3 of 5 at the line. 3 of 5 at the line. A lot of noise. Oh, nothing but net. Good job under pressure by Clay at the line. Ties it back up. 36 all with 3:11 left to play in this game. Winner moves on for the state championship. The loser's season is done. Hobbs wants to be the winner, and it rattles home. Hits the front and the back. And now Hobbs with a 1-point lead, 37-36. They inbound, get it to Gutierrez. She drives all the way in and then loses the ball. I think it was kicked away by Hobbs, though, so it's going to stay. It's going to be La Cueva ball, and La Cueva wants a timeout. It's a full 60. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Lady Eagle basketball from the pit in Albuquerque.
Tiff.
We clear?
You're listening to the Hobbs Lady Eagles on KEJL, Humboldt City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, brought to you by IPS Incorporated, XL Energy, Lasco Construction, Rent-A-Center, the Outlaw Grill, DNC Electric, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rental, Thriftway and La Tienda Grocery Stores, Lobo Trucking, Eunice Pump and Supply, NMR Pipeline, Albertsons Market, R360, The Coffee House, Hydrotech Services, SunGuard Precision, Found Real Estate, Divine Energy, and Robinson and Associates.
Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball, and it has been what a game. La Cueva leading all 3 quarters of this game, 11-3 after the first, 24-17 at half, 31-26 at the end of the third. Hobbs storms back, ties it up, and now has gone ahead by 1 point with 3:05 left to play in this game. And whoo, what a head swinger this game has been. And the Hobbs girls have got to have poise under pressure. Nice free throw shooting by Brett Clay in the clutch there, but Hobbs has got to keep their wits about them, maintain the possession of that basketball, and increase their lead. They're up by 1, and La Cueva out of their timeout with the ball. They inbound it. They get it to Lyle. Lyle from the right puts it up. No good, but she does get fouled.
Nope,
they're just going to say
nice job
excellent.
from behind.
Bosque has got nothing but ball, so knocked it out of bounds, stays La Cueva ball. And they give it to Dyer. Dyer in the right corner pulls the trigger on the 3. Oh, and right there, Lucero with the rebound, and is going to get bumped and going to get fouled. And that's going to be on number 15, Mojica.
And that will put La Cueva in the double bonus.
That's right. So Mojica with the foul. And that gives, that's 10 fouls on Hobbs now. And the first one by Lucero is up and no good. So a miss for her. She'll get another try at it. Mojica and Clay in the blocks for Hobbs at the front. Mojica on the left, Clay on the right, and the second one is up, and that one finds the bottom of the net, and that ties it back up. 37 all right here with 2:59 left to play. Hobbs inbounds to Mojica. Mojica in the backcourt, passes up to Armitage. Armitage gets it, drives in, and then loses the handle on it, but gets it back before she goes out of bounds. They pass it off to Mojica, and Joey Carpenter wants a timeout, and he's going to get it. It's a full 60-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. We're tied. 2:49 left to play in this game, and more Lady Eagle basketball from the pit in Albuquerque coming up on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
The team of Hobbs Rental Valve Services is proud to support the Eagles in sports and academics. Hobbs Rental provides competitive valve services, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. VR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental Valve Service 393-3085, 393-3085. Hobbs Rental Valve Service, 814 West Marland, is a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics. Go Eagles!
In Albuquerque, where we have a barn burner, as it is all tied up with 2:49 left to play. Hobbs, trailing for most of this game, managed to come back in the fourth quarter, tie it up, go ahead, and then since then it's been just a back and forth seesaw game over the last few minutes here at the pit. The winner moves on to play for the state championship Saturday. The loser season is done. Out of the Joey Carpenter Hobbs timeout, Hobbs will have the ball.
Important to remember, though, Hobbs down now to their last timeout in this one.
And Mojica will inbound on the right side of the court into Clay. Back to Mojica on the right wing. And back into Clay. Clay drives in the lane, pulls it out to Muniz. Muniz, a bad pass, but Mojica there to save it. And midcourt gives it to Armitage now on the right. Armitage into Clay, and Clay is going to get fouled. And Clay, I think they're going to call Lyle on that.
Gutierrez.
Yeah, Gutierrez, number 30. That's her fourth foul. Puts Clay at the line, and that's I think it should be the 11th foul, team foul.
Yeah, they quit at 10 because of the double bonus.
Exactly. So can't get any worse than that. And another clutch free throw by Brett Clay. That's her fourth straight free throw at the line and gives Hobbs the 1-point lead. She's got a chance to increase that. Here at the line, it's up and rattles in. So fifth straight free Clay, important for Hobbs, puts them up by 2, 39-37. La Cueva with the ball. Gutierrez in the backcourt to Ayers. Ayers getting worked on by Armitage. Passes up to Gutierrez. Gutierrez center court over to left side to Ayers. Ayers drives in. Oh, little bump by Armitage. No foul, no call. Armitage ends up on the floor. Ayers turns around, tries to pop a three. It won't fall. Fight for the rebound, and it is Clay with it. Clay brings it down. Kicks it over to Manise in the left corner. Manise drives across, puts up it from the right. Oh, it won't fall. A fight for the rebound. And who touched it last, Hobbs or La Cueva? As Clay and Dyer were both there. They're going to say Dyer touched it last. So it stays Hobbs. Lady Eagle ball. Mojica will inbound just to the left of the Hobbs basket. And she will inbound and looking for room. Gets it to Manise in the left corner. Manise going to drift out. Get it back to Mojica in the left corner. Now to Manise. Manise back to Mojica on the left wing. Mojica's going to drive across, give it to Armitage. Armitage drives in, gets it to Manise. Manise drives across the outside of the arc, all the way to the right side, all the way over. And Hobbs has the 2-point lead here. 1:41 left to play. Hobbs with the lead. Armitage in the left corner gets it to Mojica. Mojica now to Clay in the lane. Clay puts it up and in. Clay with 2 more points gives a 4-point lead to Hobbs, 41-37. But here comes Gutierrez for La Cueva. Drives through the lane, kicks it out over the head of Lucero on the left. That's a big mistake as that gives the ball back to the Hobbs Lady Eagles with 1:23 left. They're up by 4 and a timeout is taken, and that's a La Cueva timeout, and it is a full 60-second timeout. We want to just keep it right here and talk about this, TJ.
The Hobbs Lady Eagles have stormed back in this one. They've held on, and actually I think the offsetting technical fouls really kind of launched Hobbs into this one. It almost made them mad.
I think
and they've come back from that. Hobbs has responded well. La Cueva is still kind of going, well, gee, this is going against us. So they are the ones that are showing the rattling now, and Hobbs has managed to take the 4-point lead. But this has not been an easy game or a pretty game, and it is still far from over with 1:23 to go. So La Cueva is going to have to start fouling.
That's right.
Unless they can find some offense.
If you're Hobbs, the clock is your friend. You're 4 points up. You hang on to the ball. You get the ball.
Take the air out of it.
You've got to take the air out of it. You've got to hang on to the ball. You cannot turn it over. You cannot let La Cueva get it. You've got to force them to foul you. So
and you can't foul them.
That's right. You can't foul them. Both teams have 10 team fouls in the double bonus, so you cannot turn this into win it at the free throw line.
Interesting to note, with Cunningham out, also on the other side of things, Love is out. So two of the best players for both teams have been ejected from the game.
And Hobbs brings it in out of the timeout. Hobbs ball. They bring it down the court. Armitage has got it center court to Mojica on the right wing. Hobbs with the 4-point lead. Hey, Mojica steps it up, takes the shot, doesn't go, and the rebound is by Lucero, and they're going to say she got fouled. I'm so surprised Hobbs came out shooting and not just hanging on to the ball.
Yeah, trying to take a little more time off the clock.
I guess the burning clock, but instead of Mojica drove in and tried to put the shot in, instead she gets called for the foul.
Yeah, they haven't put one up yet.
They haven't put it up, but I think it's going to be on Mojica. And let's see. It does send Lucero to the line, and her first is up and good. Mojica in the left block and Clay in the right for Hobbs, and it's 41-38 now. Hobbs a 3-point lead, and the second one rattles home as well. So Lucero cuts it down to a 2-point Hobbs lead, and Armitage inbounds to Manise. Manise loses the handle on the ball. It's loose, but Armitage picks it up after the free-for-all, and in the Muniz, I think, just gets trampled on, because when she lost the handle on the ball, there were two La Cueva ladies right there, and they ended up on scrambling for the ball, and I think Muniz just got trampled. Armitage came over and saved the ball. It's Hobbs' ball. It's Hobbs' possession, but an injury timeout as Muniz is in tears, laying flat on her back near midcourt.
Yeah,
and they've got a couple of medical people out there, trainers talking to her. She is
this has been an incredibly physical game for both teams. Of course, the physicality really picked up in the technicals that resulted in Eva Love, who was the leading scorer for La Cueva, getting tossed, and for Kendall Cunningham for Hobbs getting tossed out of this one. And now you've got Muniz down on the floor after a wild scramble on the big Lobo logo right at center court as the ball went loose and girls went diving and flying. And I think Muniz probably she just got trampled. She just got trampled.
I think she got rolled over and trampled and stepped on, and she wears glasses, and now they've got her sitting up. So hopefully she's going to come out of this. They're helping her up, and Coach Size out there, and she high-fives him, so she's up and better and walking off of her own volition. But the getting those technicals and getting two players tossed, and then the foul outs. Haddock fouled out for La Cueva, and we've got foul outs for David and Hargrove. So Hobbs has Zepeda, Armitage. Mojica is going to inbound to Clay, and then Bosquez is the fifth, the Lady Eagle, out on the court. So they have a 2-point lead. 41-39 is your score. The ball knocked away by La Cueva and stolen away, and it's Lucero who's got it in the backcourt. They give it to Gutierrez. 41-39, 45 seconds left to play. Oh, and they're going to call Bosquez for the foul.
Bosquez with the hip check on the left lane,
and she fouls David. David had Lucero was passing the ball around trying to look for a shot, and Dyer had it, and so Dyer gets fouled. They call it on Bosquez, and that's going to be in and out as Dyer misses the first. So we stay 41-39. Bosquez comes out for Hobbs, and Bolton goes in. Bolton, a 6-foot sophomore, I believe, senior, and the second one is up and good. So now a 1-point game, 41-40. Hobbs leads by 1. 41 seconds left to play. Mojica's got the ball. She comes across the timeline. Finally, they're going to call a foul. Finally, after she's sandwiched for about half the court.
Get Lucero for the reach.
They're going to get Lucero, and that's going to be her third foul, and that's going to put Mojica at the line. Well, Hobbs has your 1-point lead here. 38.3 seconds left to play on the clock. Mojica at the free throw line. And a lot of noise, but she finds the bottom of the net. Mojica under pressure. She's got 9 points in the game now, and she gets a chance to increase this Hobbs lead. It's 42-40 now. She can make it a 3-point Hobbs lead, and that one's short, falls away. And the fight for the rebound, Hobbs has got it. And they give it off to Cepeda, and now I believe it is La Cueva calling a timeout. Nope, they got a foul. That's right.
And that's
so
all really
Cepeda draws the foul, and that's all La Cueva could do at this point with the time running out. 34.5 seconds left. They're going to call that. That foul is on
number 14.
On number 14, Lyle. And the first is up. And no good. Zepeda misses the first. It's her first. She's 2 for 2. Now 2 for 3. And she's got another chance at it. That one rattles out. And so it's still 42-40. Dyer with the ball. Bounce pass to Gutierrez. She brings it across the court, gives it to Ayers. Ayers over to Dyer, and they're going to say there's a whistle, and they're going to say a timeout. This is La Cueva. La Cueva wants a timeout as it's 42-40, a 2-point lead by Hobbs. 24.9 seconds left in this game. 24.9 seconds, a 2-point lead by Hobbs. La Cueva, is this the last timeout for La Cueva? They got one more timeout for La Cueva. Hobbs is out of timeouts.
No, we still got one too.
Oh, okay. I thought we were out totally, but okay. Hobbs has one left. La Cueva has one. After this timeout, it'll be La Cueva ball when they come back to action, and we're just going to keep it right here. A thank you very much for listening. We've had a really interesting game. We've seen things in this game we don't normally see. 2 players tossed after technicals were called, and the refs talked about it for a long time and simply tossed both players out.
And we'll have to check. I think if you get ejected, you are ineligible for the next game.
And so that may mean that
like I said, I'll have to
we'll
double
have to check on it.
that,
It could mean, we don't know for sure, but it could mean that Cunningham, if Hobbs wins this game and moves on to the state championship Saturday, it could mean that she is ineligible to play. But we'll check on that and have more information on that. But we're coming down to the wire in this one. This has been exciting. La Cueva led the whole game until the 4th quarter. Hobbs able to tie it up. It's been back and forth seesaw ever since. Again, some contention out on the court. 2 players tossed, 3 players fouling out. And now, after a timeout, La Cueva will have the ball, and it's going to be Lyle who's going to inbound just to the right of the La Cueva basket. And Bolton guarding her. They're going to get it in to the right corner to Ayers. Ayers getting worked on by Mojica. Mojica to Dyer. Dyer works around, drives in, kicks it out to Gutierrez. And Gutierrez drives in against Cepeda. Puts it up and in and ties the game. So Dyer with 2 points. Ties it up. It's 42-all. Armitage with the ball. Comes down coast to coast. Puts it up and in. And Hobbs with the lead. 3.5 seconds left. And timeout is taken as Armitage puts it up and gives Hobbs the 2-point lead. 44-42 with 3.5 seconds left in the game. And the timeout taken by... And it's a full 60. Is it a full 60?
Well, it may be a 30.
It may be a 30. That may be all they have left.
Yeah, La Cueva took it. Yeah, it is a 30. So.
Okay, it's a 30, and we'll keep it right here. Even the refs weren't sure. The refs are now saying it's a 30-second timeout, and it is La Cueva's timeout. But as they huddle and Hobbs huddles, we'll keep it here and just say thank you for very much. Man, what a game. What a game. This is coming down to this final 3.5 seconds.
If you're the Hobbs Lady Eagles here, you cannot foul.
No.
Because then you give them a chance to tie it from the line and go to overtime. You have to make them shoot it. And we've seen a situation like this before with a half-court shot. It happened a couple of years ago in the state championship game. But make La Cueva work for it, and they talk about it. Coach Coogan comes over and says, I called timeout before 3.5. So they make it a 5-second lead. La Cueva will have to inbound it from back under the Hobbs basket, but they are going to have to go hard
all the way down the
rack.
Court and take it to the rack, and Hobbs cannot foul as La Cueva is going to try to tie it up. But it's going to
3 wins.
It's right. Gutierrez is going to inbound, and now a timeout is taken. Hobbs takes their final timeout with 5.1. Some time back on the clock at Coach Cogan's request, because she said she called timeout with 5.1 seconds on the clock. So now Joey Carpenter takes the final timeout, and we'll keep it here again as Coach Carpenter looking at, its strategy versus, strategy against their strategy. And what do you got to do? You've got to keep them from taking a shot. 2 points ties it, 3 wins it for La Cueva, and Hobbs has got to try to keep them from doing that without fouling them.
And that's the hard thing right now. Normally you would think in this situation they would go to Ava Love, but of course she is out of this game after being tossed. You've got to think they're going to try and set up Alexis Ayers on the outside, or they're going to try and get something for Jordan Dyer on the inside. But with only 5 seconds to go, there's no time for a fumble, a stumble, or anything.
There is only, Ayers is the only La Cueva player who has hit a three-pointer in this game.
Other than Love, yeah.
Other than Love, right. And Love is out. So Ayers is their hope if they're going to try to take a 3 and make it to win it, or they may try to go for a more sure 2, but they're going to have to do it in 5.1 seconds. That actually is a lot of time in basketball. So here we're ready to go again, and it's going to be Lucero inbounding for La Cueva into Ayers. Ayers getting worked on, and now they get it to Dyer. Dyer, and she palms the ball. A turnover as she was approaching the top of the arc, and turn it over and give it to the Hobbs Lady Eagles with 1.2 seconds left. All Hobbs has to do is get the ball, hang on to the ball, inbound it, hang on to it, run the clock out, and they win by 2. 44-42. They inbound and they get it to Cepeda, and Cepeda down in the other end, hangs on to it. The clock runs out, and Hobbs ends up winning by 2 points, 44-42. Oh boy, what a game, what a finish. Hobbs survives to play for the state championship in 5A Saturday afternoon. We'll be back to wrap this one up from the pit in Albuquerque. Hobbs Lady Eagles victorious on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
For all your grocery specials, Hobbs, the best deals in fresh produce, fresh meat and vegetables, frozen and dairy, health and beauty, and so much more. With the friendliest and most knowledgeable staff, Thriftway in La Tienda. For all your grocery specials, come on down to La Tienda, 400 East Marland, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner and Hobbs. Best of luck, Eagles, from all of your friends at Thriftway and La Tienda grocery stores.
Lobo Trucking has now been in business for 20 years and has watched many of you grow up. Having a good attitude and sportsmanship goes a long way. Lobo Trucking encourages you to tune into HobbsAmerica.com and watch play-by-play during the state tournament. Your friends at Lobo Trucking are rooting for you. Lobo Trucking is located at 1902 North French Drive. Call 575-391-1331 for more info. Lobo Trucking is another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
High school sports build character and responsibility. That's why Albertsons Market congratulates and encourages the Hobbs Eagles in their quest for a state basketball championship, saying, "We're behind you all the way. Go Eagles!" You too can show your support for the Hobbs Eagles with Hobbs Eagles Black and Gold apparel. A large selection of Eagles shirts and caps to choose from at your Hobbs Albertsons Market. You're in for something fresh at Albertsons Market, corner of North Grimes and Bender.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
And welcome back to the pit in Albuquerque as your Hobbs Lady Eagles ended up winning 44-42 final score. They only led in that fourth quarter. They had gotten behind La Cueva, but ended up coming back and winning by 2 points here. And let's talk about the scoring. La Cueva led at the end of one, 11-3. They led at half, 24-17. They led at the end of the third quarter, 31-26. And in the fourth quarter, Hobbs came back, tied it up, and then it was a seesaw affair, back and forth. This game has really the complexion turned as there was what we thought would be technicals and ended up just being two players tossed, one from each team, as Kendall Cunningham was tossed from the game and Eva Love was tossed from the game, and from there Hobbs really felt the momentum more after that than La Cueva did, but it ended up with two of the Hobbs girls fouling out of the game and one of the La Cueva girls fouling out as well. So an interesting end and an exciting finish as it it came down to the wire, and Hobbs winning by 2 points. For La Cueva, your leading scorer with 11 points, Alexis Ayers, 4 rebounds to go with that. Jordan Dyer had 10 points, 15 rebounds. She has a double-double. Also scoring for La Cueva, you had 3 points, a rebound, and a steal for Lucero. 3 points, 2 rebounds for Haddock. You had also Gutierrez with 4 points and 3 rebounds. And that is your scoring for La Cueva. Eva Love also, before getting tossed, had 11 points and 3 rebounds in the game for La Cueva, tying Ayers for the most points there. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, leading scorer in this one, Brett Clay. Brett was instrumental in turning things around for Hobbs with lots of free throws under pressure. She made 5 straight free throws at the line. Of course, 2 separate trips to the line, but was able to put Hobbs ahead and then keep them ahead, and her second trip to the line toward the end of that game. 14 points for Clay, 6 rebounds as well. And you also had 9 points for Mojica, 2 of those trays. Cunningham actually had 10 points and 3 rebounds for the Lady Eagles before she got tossed in the fourth quarter. And fouling out of the game, Jayla David had 2 points and 8 rebounds before she got tossed. And then you had Armitage with 3 points, 3 rebounds, a steal. Zepeda with 2 points and a rebound. And Moniz with 4 points, 2 of them from the line. Again, several of the girls, the bench players, really key in this one again for Hobbs in being able to come back, swing the momentum back their favor, and then get into the lead and to keep the lead at the end of the game. A really contentious game. This was interesting. It's not often that you see players tossed, especially one from each team coming out of the same incident, and then players fouling out, the game getting tied, and then going up and down, and finally coming down to the very, very end. Strategy, coaches using all of their timeouts, and finally the Lady Eagles prevailing 44-42, TJ.
Well, they certainly did, and a lot to be proud of as they faced their biggest test really of the season in a game that they've won, and maybe this will wind up being a wake-up call for the Lady Eagles as they move into Saturday, of course awaiting the winner of the 145 game, which I have a feeling will be pushed back just a little bit.
Right, and that game is Volcano Vista Las Cruces High, and the winner of that will meet the Lady Eagles here on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock at the pit to play for the Class 5A championship. So that game will be interesting. We'll keep our eyes on that and see who wins. Hobbs, I don't know. If you're Hobbs, Volcano Vista has beaten Hobbs in the championship game here at the pit. Not once, but at least twice, and maybe
twice,
3 times. Twice now.
The last 2 years. Yeah.
And so Hobbs may not. Maybe they want to meet Volcano Vista and improve something and beat them, hopefully, and win the championship. Maybe they would rather face Las Cruces High. Las Cruces High is a lower seed, but Las Cruces High, was one of the upsets, making it through, into the semis here in Girls 5A.
Well, a lot can happen in that one, but now Hobbs has to just, take a deep breath and go, all right, we survived this one. Now let's get ready for Saturday. We've got to put all this behind us. We've got to settle down. And we've got to figure something out. 2 off games. I don't know the last time that happened for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. They cannot have a third on Saturday.
No. And I think I may have missed when I was giving all the recap and the scores and everything. Jayla David fouled out of the game, but she had 2 points and 8 rebounds in it, at least before she fouled out. So all the Hobbs girls, contributing, a lot of contributions coming off the bench, but some good poise under pressure toward the end of the game, and it was good to see the Hobbs ladies prevail. They had too many turnovers in this game. They're going to have to take care of the ball better, and they're going to when they play whoever they play on Saturday, either Volcano Vista or Las Cruces High, they're going to have to do a better job early on in the game of establishing dominance, of getting their shots to fall, and of protecting the ball and not turning it over, and not just trying not to foul as much, trying to get that smothering defense going again without fouling and getting themselves into a little bit of trouble. So that's what we're looking at that we know of right now on Saturday. All we know is the Hobbs girls survived this one and will live to fight another battle on Saturday for the 5A championship in Hobbs girls basketball. Any final thoughts and words about this one, TJ?
Well, final thoughts on this one is just enjoy it. while you can. Get ready, and let's come back and let's bring a big blue trophy home.
Yeah, get healthy, get healthy. As far as we know, we also kind of have a question about the girls being
quickly,
tossed. So we'll see before.
Don't have it found yet.
We will we'll keep it here for just another minute or so as we look up that, because we're thinking Kendall Cunningham, of course, one of the starters and key players for Hobbs. And in fact, she had 10 points at the point when she, fouled out got tossed out of the game. She only had a couple of fouls, 3 fouls on her at that point. But she, was in it with. She started rebounding for Hobbs in the second half to go along with her points. But we are thinking if the officials toss a player, that makes her ineligible, her or him ineligible for the next game. But we're looking in the rule book to see if Kendall Cunningham will be available for Hobbs for that championship game on Saturday.
If I'm reading this correctly, it is a 1-game suspension.
All right, so we think that Kendall Cunningham will have to serve that 1-game suspension. That's gonna hurt Hobbs girls. It's gonna hurt her too. We know that she's gonna be very sad about not being able to join her teammates in that, and that's gonna be a hole that will have to be filled. Joey Carpenter, head coach for Hobbs, is famous for saying, well, if I lose a player to injury for any reason, he looks around and says, next girl up. And that's why he tries to have a strong bench and to have players and a team able to work around any hole and come up and step up and fill that. So he's going to make some adjustments in that lineup. We'll see who gets the start instead of Cunningham Saturday, and we'll be right back here for that game, the Class 5A Finals, featuring the Hobbs Lady Eagles against either Volcano Vista or Las Cruces High. Again, they survived this one. Final score 44-42 against La Cueva. And Hobbs girls will move on to play in that championship game, and we'll be here to have that game for you on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock right here at the pit. For TJ Miracle, I'm Dawn Morgan. Thank you to Tiff Stuber for producing and engineering, and we say thank you to all of our sponsors. And you've been listening to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
Thank you for listening to and watching the Hobbs Lady Eagles from